who began life as Temujin, an outcast wandering the harsh steppes of Mongolia, rose to become one of history's most feared conquerors. What if I told you that Genghis Khan didn't just rely on brute force or vast armies to build his empire? His weapon wasn't just swords, it was fear. A psychological tool so powerful it could make entire cities surrender without a single arrow fired. Today, we're diving into how he used terror, strategy, and even his own family to reshape the world. But first, let's rewind to his early years. Born into chaos in 1162, Temujin grew up amidst betrayal, blood feuds, and survival against all odds. By the time he united the Mongol tribes at age 40, he had already mastered lessons no classroom could teach: how people think, how they break, and what drives them to obey. He understood something primal about human nature. Fear spreads faster than courage ever could. When word got out about his brutal tactics, entire regions would crumble before his army even arrived. It wasn't randomness, it was calculated brilliance. Here's where things get fascinating. Genghis didn't just use his warriors to secure loyalty, he also deployed his daughters as strategic assets. Yes, you heard that right. While much of history focuses on his sons, his daughters played a crucial role in maintaining control over conquered territories. Genghis married off his daughters to allied leaders and rulers of newly acquired lands, turning them into political anchors. These women weren't mere figureheads, they were power brokers. Placed in key positions, they ensured loyalty to the Mongol Empire by keeping their husbands in line and reporting back any signs of dissent. In some cases, these daughters even took charge when their husbands died, ruling directly and further solidifying Mongol dominance. Through marriage alliances, Genghis created a web of loyalty that extended far beyond the reach of his armies. So, how did Genghis Khan turn fear into power? One word: reputation. Every victory became a story, a legend whispered across continents. After conquering a city, he often spared skilled artisans and merchants, but executed others mercilessly, leaving behind scenes designed to terrify survivors. These tales traveled far ahead of his armies, planting seeds of dread. Entire populations chose submission over resistance because they'd heard what happened when someone defied him. Fear wasn't just a byproduct of war, it was its foundation. But there's more to his strategy than sheer terror. Genghis also knew when to use mercy. Shocking, right? In some cases, he offered leniency to those who surrendered quickly, sparing their lives and integrating them into his growing empire. Engineers, doctors, and scholars found themselves valued under his rule, regardless of origin. Yet this kindness came with strings attached. It served as proof that loyalty brought rewards, while defiance brought ruin. His mix of brutality and benevolence kept everyone guessing, ensuring compliance through uncertainty. What made Genghis truly unstoppable, though, was his ability to adapt. Unlike many conquerors, he embraced innovation like no other. He adopted siege engines from China, military strategies from Persia, and administrative systems from the Middle East. His spies infiltrated enemy lines long before battle began, gathering intelligence that allowed him to exploit weaknesses. And then there was the postal relay system, the YAM, which connected his empire like never before, enabling rapid communication and resource distribution. These tools weren't just practical. They struck fear in enemies who realized traditional defenses wouldn't save them. Consider this shocking fact. Genghis Khan's empire eventually stretched across 12 million square miles, encompassing a quarter of the Earth's landmass. To put that in perspective, Alexander the Great's empire looks tiny by comparison. But here's the real kicker. He achieved this not just through conquest but through control of minds. The psychological scars he left behind shaped nations for centuries. Even today, echoes of his methods can be seen in modern warfare, politics, and leadership. Genghis Khan's strategic legacy endures, with his methods continually analyzed and repurposed by modern governments, corporations, and leaders. Tactics such as propaganda, surveillance, and psychological manipulation are not historical artifacts, but rather continually evolving instruments. This prompts the question, have we truly escaped the pervasive influence of his shadow, or does it persist, concealed in plain sight? Genghis Khan remains one of history's most polarizing figures, a mastermind who wielded fear like no other, bending nations to his will. If this glimpse into his psyche intrigued you, imagine what else lies buried in the annals of history. Stay curious, stay critical, and never underestimate the power of a mind bent on domination.